Well, hello, whiskey folk. How yous all doing? Welcome to the Whiskey Friend Live. Bit of shenanigans going on, bit of whiskey tasting, bit of chatting nonsense. Some good little guests in the back at the minute, all waiting to come in. So we're going to do six great drams today, guys. Going to do six beautiful whiskies. We'll whiz through them, share our thoughts on them, talk the usual shit, all of that kind of stuff. And then we'll take it from there and we'll see what's going on. So yes, another month. These months keep flying by. The whiskies are just getting better and better, I think. All good stuff. Just give us a wee chat. Anybody that's come in, just dive into the chat and let us know you're there. Don't be shy. Don't be hiding away. Just keep yourself interested. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know what you're sampling. Is it good stuff? Is it bad stuff? So there's no such thing as bad stuff, but we're all pretty good. So yeah, May tasting's coming up. Got a wee blind one. I'll get you a wee bit more detail in that one later. Paul's gone mad in the chat there. What are you going on? Oh, Paul's drinking. We should know what you're drinking. I'm drinking what you're, yeah. I'm drinking what you're drinking. Yeah, good man. Should have got that. There's Gav. How you doing, Gav? Gav from Edinburgh. How you doing? I just watched your latest kind of sherry video, Gav. Very nice. I thought I had that one, but when I went to check, I didn't. It was a different one that I had. All looked nice stuff. That was your usual kind of Cadenhead stuff, wasn't it? I've got there's Gert as well. So we've got the Whiskey Boys in tonight. Nice to see you live. Good to see you as well, Gert. I've been watching a couple of your latest videos as well, mate. All good. Smashing through that, monetizing now, I think. So you should be starting to put your fortune together. And there's Gavin also. Let's give Gav a wee. So yeah, a couple of guys in. We've got a few. It looks like we've got a few shy ones because nobody's giving me any info. Fraser Thistle, eh? Evening, everyone. I'm still to pour a dram. We're going to be here for a couple of hours anyway, Fraser. So I think you should be okay. Just dive in and let us know what you're drinking. I'm sure that looks like a new name. Apologies if it's not Fraser, but that looks like a first-time viewer. Yeah. So, yeah, well, I'm not going to... Normally, I'd probably tell you, I think, what we're drinking. I think I'm going to keep it a wee bit secret this time and let you play along and see if you can guess what we're drinking. So, yeah, let's get some of the guys in. So, let's see who... Let's get Paul in. So, let's get Paul in. There's Paul.
Good evening.
Your missus sitting beside you again, Paul? Is she sitting beside listening to all this great chat?
Well, she's not listening to hear it. She can just hear my chat. So, yeah, that's probably bad enough.
Oh, right. So she'll probably be... You hear a lot of tutting and, what shit are they talking now? Let me get rid of that.
I got when she's left.
All right, okay. So, how are you doing, Andrew? Are you good? Is Dave good, yeah? Yeah, Dave's good. Let's get Dave in. There's Dave. So there's the usual suspects, guys. There's the two usual scoundrels and that bring the shenanigans now to these live tastings. And I'm gonna get we've got a newbie tonight. So we've got Andrew from South London. How you doing, Andrew? I think I preferred it when you put Montreal on there, but South London's all right. Since you're new, Andrew, I think you might want to kind of give us a wee introduction. Tell us who Andrew is and what your kind of background in whiskey is, and then if there's any of that going.
Sure. Yeah. I've been into whiskey pretty much since my university days back in Canada. Then moved to the UK almost 20 years ago. Lived in Edinburgh for most of this time. Moved down to London about 6 years ago, which is how I know Dave. I guess I've been through several. I was into the peaty stuff when I started. Kind of took my voyage through sherry, and now I'm into the spirity ex-bourbon-y sort of thing. But honestly, I love it all. Variety is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Thanks
There's
for having
nothing
me
wrong
on.
with being greedy. Nothing wrong with being greedy, mate. So you're very welcome, pal. So, anybody else want to chip in? Or we just crack on with these whiskies? I think we know the other two by now anyway, don't we? Let's do the first one, guys. Let's pick it up and get into it. I think this might be a good wee start for you, Andrew, this one.
Yeah. The color certainly looks it.
Wow, nice. So, this one, I'll give you a wee bit of info on this, guys, just to give you a wee bit. So, this is the Thompson Brothers, and this is a Craigellachie 13. One of 628 bottles. I have a couple of them. I have another one up here somewhere. And it was bottled in October 2022, filmed 18th of May 2009, and it's 2 times refill hogshead. So you got a bit of refill going on there, Andrew. 50% ABV. I think these labels are spectacular, man. I think the thing with the Thompson Brothers, their labels are not if the whiskey's good, but the labels are all good and all, man. But yeah, that's that one we're sitting on now. So what he's getting for that, guys?
Lots of pineapples, lots of pears on the nose.
Yeah, I get a lot of apples and pears, and you're right with the floral. I get it floral, fragrant, almost perfume. To be fair, it's got a wee perfume vibe going on with it. A little bit of solvent as well, maybe. Got a tiny little bit of solvent going on. It's fruity.
I get just a hint of not the sort of sulfur you get from sherry casks, but a bit of spirit sulfur. I don't know if it's just
I think there's a wee edgy thing. There's a wee edgy. Sometimes I might call it earthy, or there's definitely a little thing in there that's not quite the fruity. Whether it's a wee bit earthy, whether it's a wee bit musty, whether it's a wee bit kind of something like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting
But I get malty. You get what from it?
Stairs.
Well, pears. I think you said I was getting stairs. I thought it was staring. I thought it was staring at you.
No,
Here we go, Paul. Here we go again. Here we go again.
Pears, stairs.
No, I'm only teasing you, mate. Yeah, okay. I get you there, mate. That just went straight over my head there, man.
Stick to your golf, Paul. Stick to your golf, mate.
I need to get some whiskey down me, man. I ain't even in the mood for that. But yeah, I get you there, mate. Yeah. Send it down the hatch, guys.
It's lovely.
Yeah, Thompson Brothers is one of those bottlers that's just so reliable. They, I can think of.
I'm greedy on it, Andrew. I don't know if you can see up there, mate, but I'm greedy on it.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Greedy on them Thompson Brothers, man. It's almost got a whole shelf to itself there, mate.
Tell you, Alan, it doesn't taste like a 50% DRAM, does it?
No.
No.
It goes down. No, it goes down pretty easily.
It's zesty and zingy and. Well, that tropical, everything seems to be there. And I think with the Craigellachie effect, I think the warm tub gives it that real nice, thick, oily mouthfeel as well. I think it's got a really, really nice texture. It's refill hogsheads. So yeah, bourbon cask. I thought I'd start us off nice and easy on the ex-bourbon cask, then we'll kind of mix it up a wee bit with the sherry casks.
See, I've got pineapple at the beginning, at the end. Pineapple's the all the way through, even at the finish. There's pineapple, loads of pineapple.
Yeah, it's lots of tropical.
Yeah.
Or even almost when they taste, they get it a wee bit creamy, almost kind of olive oily. It's like an olive oil thing on the palate.
Yeah.
Buttery, nutty. But I wouldn't quite say it's a fruit bomb, but it's heading on that kind of fruity Craigellachie. That's their thing. I always intended to battle this against the distillery Craigellachie 13, but I can never keep a bottle of that long enough to put them head to head. As soon as I open that, it just tends to get smashed.
I was going to ask, what do you
responsibly, of course.
What do you think would be your preference over these two?
I think, well, I'd love to say that I'd love the distillery Craigellachie to be better because I could just pick up as much of it as I like. So I'd hate this to be better and then having to try and search and find it. But I think there'll be a good head-to-head comparison, man. So I think they'll be good together.
Yeah.
This is just so nice. 65 quid I paid for this, man, and I think it's just incredible value at 65. The 50% is a real treat because it doesn't taste anywhere near it.
I was going to say, I think that for me, that's probably what gives this the edge over the. I love the official 13, but
yeah,
just that bit of extra flavor that
the extra juice, yeah.
That's a nice starter dram, Alan. Very nice.
Mm.
I wouldn't
mention as well, Andrew. At the end, we're going to get you to put them into your preference, so your lineup at the end. So I don't know if you want to make some notes and figure out which one you're going to head down and kind of line them up at the end. So that's where we are with that. I have done most of these on reviews, so I have scored them. So what I've done in previous tastings, when I've scored them, I think when I've tasted them on the night, I could change some of my scores from when I did when I reviewed them. So, but this one, when I did this, it was pretty much well up the bottle. So I've gotten pretty much towards the end of this now. So this is really, really nice at the moment. This one. Oh, chat's quiet tonight, boys, man. Maybe they're all just watching us and they're all forgetting to chat and talk in.
Yeah, I've just had a refresh thinking it was frozen. But it hasn't.
Say again.
I just refreshed to see if it was frozen, but it hasn't. It's nice and quiet.
No, it's quiet tonight, man. At least we can then sit and
maybe a lot of Liverpool.
We can sit and chat shit. Oh, did they win?
They won today. Was it 5?
Oh, right, okay. Wow. Well, that sand's definitely gone, isn't it?
I think they'll keep them on till they do is it the UEFA Cup? They'll keep him on for that.
But they won't if he's due a big bonus. They won't keep him. They've done the same with Josie, didn't they? They got rid of Josie, so they didn't have to pay him his bonus.
I suppose your man's quite well.
That's what they did. Oh, that's a good start, boys. So,
good start.
I get white pepper as well on the kind of the finish.
Yeah, it's spicy.
Okay. Yeah,
it's spicy. It goes all. The spices help the finish a wee bit longer, but it's just really. By the time you get to the end, it's just really fruit juicy. Orange juice, I even got a wee bit of lilt in there, a wee bit of tropical juice, fruit juice, orange juice. You know that kind of vibe, and I think the spice keeps it going a wee bit. It's buttery, it's thick, it's maybe a wee bit of peanut butter in there as well. So it's a buttery, creamy, just a real nice, interesting. You could sit with this bottle and really pick it apart. I don't know if he's put any water in it. I don't know if he's tried it with any water or see what it did take with water, but
I'm enjoying it
I
so
don't
much
think
without the water,
water-
but that I've been afraid to. But
I'll tell you now, Alan. Now you said about lilt, I'm getting up the nose now. I know it's suggestive, but
Yeah,
I'm getting
is
loads
that
of lilt.
tropical
I remember lilt.
pineapple?
Yeah,
That juicy lilt thing.
yeah, much. Yeah,
let's try a bit.
In fact, see if you add a little bit of water to it, you get much more of that.
lilt all day long now.
That tropical feeling. How's the song go, Paul? Eh?
The totally tropical taste.
Taste. Oh dear. That's the first dram.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, yeah.
I know. I can only apologise.
Oh, your missus is not listening to you singing that. She's listening to you singing that.
Well, I'm pretty certain the phrase was "for fuck's sake."
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, lovely
That's
dram.
lovely. That's lovely.
Okay, so let's this next one. I kept seeing it advertised everywhere. I kept getting vouchers through. Pick up this, pick up that, and then I had one of the guys that I started buying my whiskey from. He had a whiskey shop in Chester. He was actually partners with David Stuck, and they owned the shop in whiskey shop in Chester. And I used to buy a lot. And that's where I first started buying my whiskey from. And then he texts me out of the blue and he says, "Alan, have you tried this?" And I says, "No, I've heard good things about it, but I've never tried it." He says, "You have to buy a bottle of it." So, as usual, I took him at his word. You know, got greedy and I picked up a bottle. At the same time, they do a Tawny Port version of it as well. So I picked up the Tawny Port of this. This is the Glencadam. I'm a wee bit of a fan of Glencadam. This is the Reserva PX small batch. Pedro Jimenez sherry cask. So we're into the Highlands. So we're going to tackle a wee bit of Highland whiskey now. And when I tried it, I thought it's awesome. So I picked up another one because I don't see this. Don't see this lasting too long, man. I only got this a couple of weeks ago, man. I can see me smashing through that. So we're on to a wee bit of sherry now, a wee bit of PX, and that's so different for the first one, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it's Billy Bennett. That looks like another new name, that, man. I think we're picking up some new people, mate. Nice with the live that's not late here in North Europe. When is it? When it's a work day tomorrow. Yeah, no, same here, mate. Play your cards right, Billy. We might stay on for into the wee hours, man. You know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, man. You never know, so just hang in there.
I know, so I start at 7 o'clock.
I don't know if you ever watched my live stream, my early live streams. I used to do that, man. I started at 8 o'clock, and I think the longest one I did, I came off at 6 in the morning.
Oh my god!
So I did 8 o'clock. I was actually in for an hour beforehand preparing for it. So I was in from 7, and I came out of there at 6. Because I tell you what tends to happen with the lives, guys, right? This time's great for here in the UK and maybe a bit of Europe and stuff like that, right? But when you get to like say 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, when you're ready to come off, then the Americans are coming in, the Canadians are coming in, the Japanese are coming in, the Australians are all the different time zones are all trying to pile in. And before you know it, there's never a good time zone because it's somebody else's time zone that every hour's gone by and somebody else is joining. So I always felt that rather than me just get off, I'd just respect them and hang around and try for a wee bit more whiskey and share some more shit with them, you know, a bit more shenanigans. But okay. But what are you getting in this one, fellas?
Get loads.
Christmas.
Yeah. Cherries,
I get
strawberries,
big
raspberries, chocolate, definitely
Yeah,
chocolate.
lots of chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sticky dates. Those medjool ones.
Yeah.
Get some molasses, it's
Can you imagine that Andrew becoming a wee bit boozy raisin?
Mm.
Yeah,
It also-
like cloves.
It's also
Yeah, definitely
quite
got.
yeah, it's also quite fresh. It's I'm not sure how old.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's an age statement, but I'm guessing that it's fairly young.
Yeah.
I think we've had this, Andrew.
Well,
I
I
think we've
always
had this at a
find-
tasting.
Yeah.
I always find with Glencadam it's quite bright anyway. It's quite a bright dram.
Oh yeah, that
you know,
well,
the 10.
the 10 is like one of my
The
favorite
10
summer
is-
whiskeys.
10 is super bright, man, you know, so it's bright whiskey anyway. It's that, even in this sherry, I still get a wee bit of that woody, grassy outdoor thing, even with this. So I think the Glencadam distillery character still comes through with this. So I think it's still there. And the PX is not just taking over. I think you can definitely, if you're a Glencadam fan, then you'll definitely pick up some of the distillery.
And always good
character in
prices,
it.
Alan. Always good prices as well. Always very keen prices.
Yeah,
certainly
I
in the
think I got that for 40. Tell that I got the this PX and the Tawny Port for 82.
That's good.
It's very good.
So I think one was 40 quid and one was 42 quid, I think. So the price is great. I think you could pay anything from kind of 40 to 50 for that, depending where you pick it up. You know, I think doing your neck of the woods, it might be a wee bit more expensive doing your neck of the woods. You know, but I think if you go to the Master of Malt and stuff like that, I think it's usually pretty good price-wise. But yeah, this was about 40 quid, which is great value, man.
Very, very reasonable.
Really oily as well.
Nutmeg, cinnamon.
Oh yeah, I get
Yeah.
like those cinnamon. Do you have those over these cinnamon heart candies?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I've tried them. Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of.
I think we call it a cough candy. I think is it a cough candy kind of thing, isn't it? Something like that. I think. What's Gav saying? I'm sitting watching this with a cup of tea. Have to fast tonight. Going for this. Okay. Well, I hope everything goes well tomorrow, Gav.
Yeah.
Hope everything goes good. Slip a wee bit in your tea, Gav. Slip a wee bit in your tea, mate. A wee teaspoon in your tea. Teaspoon
balls up his
tea, yeah.
Maybe tomorrow night, Gav, not tonight. Get your scan out of the way first.
All right, Jerry. Thanks for dropping by, mate. Can't wait for that bottle of Glencadam. No, it's cheap as chips, Jerry. I don't know what it's like in your neck of the woods, but I think it's reasonable money, man. I don't think you're going to bust the boat with it. But it's great. 40, 50 quid here in the UK. Oh, there Gav's tempted to pop a little something in his tea.
This
Just
is
pop
Christmas
a wee
wrapped up.
bit in, Gav, a wee teaspoon, Gav, and then get a wee sugar.
That's not
You'll be
responsible.
fine.
Of course.
Responsibly, of course, Anna.
Responsibly, yeah. Well, that goes without saying, doesn't it? I don't want to keep repeating myself, but you know, that's the vibe.
This is Christmas
Yeah,
all
no,
over again, isn't it?
I could nose this for hours, man.
Yeah. Christmas.
No, I
And then,
as you were saying earlier, Alan, I love that they don't completely bury this in PX. It's like you still, it's fresh, but
there's definitely the Glencadam character's still there, in there.
Have any of you had the
Non-chill fella, sorry, mate.
have any of you had the 17-year-old version of this? It's absolutely wonderful.
I did way back when I started the channel. I did a full range of Glencadam. I did the 10. I think I did the 10, 15. I would have done some sort of 17. Did the 18, 21, 25. And I think there was a 13 in between there somewhere as well. I think there's a special 13.
Was that the white port one?
I don't even think I've got the bottle here, but I don't think it was a white port, but it was a special finish of the was a 30. I'm sure somebody will dive into the chat and let us know in the chat if it's which one it was. But yeah, I did a full season of it, early doors, and they're just great, man. They get pricey once you hit the bigger end age statements. Once you start to go kind of 21 and above, they go mad price wise. But the 15's spectacular, decent money. It's getting a wee bit dearer now than I used to buy it, but I think it's up around about £70 now. But that's still pretty cheap for a 15 at the minute. But the 10 all day long, 40 quid, 45 quid. That's a perma shelf. That'll be there all the time, on the shelf all the time. Same with the R10. They sit in the same sort of ballpark. I've got them every year. I quite like drinking those summer whiskies in the winter as well. So I like doing the Orchard House. I could do the Orchard House any day of the year. And it's that fruit bomb. I've got a real sweet tooth, you see, so I quite like those real sweet, fruity ones. But the 10 and the R10, I could do that any time as well. It doesn't need to be a summer whiskey for me. I could do R10 all year round. And the 15 is great as well in this. But yeah, it's super. So what are you getting on the palate, folks?
Well, see, my mum used to make a fruit loaf, and then at Christmas time we get brandy butter, and they put it at Christmas time. That's what I'm getting from that. That's phenomenal.
It's definitely Christmas pudding.
Yeah.
And it's sherry all day long, though. On the palate, it's sherry all day long. That spicy thing is there as well.
Yeah, I keep coming back to cinnamon. It's like a plum crumble with cinnamon in it. Yeah.
So I'm thinking what I've got here. I've got plum, but I've got treacle, toffee. The toffee is a wee bit toffee on the nose, but it becomes into full on dark treacle on the palate. Dark treacle, syrupy. Yeah, I get coffee on the finish. Get a wee bit of coffee on the finish, but it's burnt toffee on the finish. That treacle's becoming a wee bit more burnt toffee, and I've got jammy, sticky, and spicy, and that wee bit of coffee right on the end.
With the spicy, I think on the finish it's peppercorns as well. Little peppercorns on the finish.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's lovely, beautiful dram.
So nice, man. And you think
it's gone now?
We're all talking in an age about what prices are going with whiskey and things like that, and it's this is great value. You know, I think all of these are pretty decent value. All the ones I've picked tonight, I don't think any of them are really going to bust the bank money wise. You know, so I think there's some really, really great whiskey out here in that kind of price, but that kind of 40, 50, 60. I think the highest one here is about 70 quid, I think. 75, 80 quid is the highest, I think. Nice to see you, Gary. How are you doing, mate? How's it over there in the States? Super. What are you drinking, Gary? Let us know what you're having a sip on. I don't know, it might be a crazy time over there during the day, man. So I'm thinking California, man. Let me know if I'm off base there. Sorry if I am, mate, but thinking that region. It's probably going to be somewhere like Texas, man. I'm thinking California, but there you go. I get this as a wee bit pruny as well. Plummy, pruny, cherry. But it's toffee and treacle. There's just loads going on, man. Even it's, would I say it's complex, but there's just enough to keep you occupied and keep you interested and keep you topping your glass up.
Yeah.
26-year-old Eiley Mystery, teaspooned. Teaspooned. RD, what am I getting? What am I missing there, guys? What am I missing there? Yeah, California, yeah, no. I told you, I've got a great memory, me, man. I never forget anything.
Oh, wait, 10 quid you owe me. You forgot about that.
What that? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Super. Super. Again, it's just so nice.
I have a mystery. So I'm curious, which bottler is that? I don't know them. Is that an American one?
Glencadam.
No, Gary's
sorry.
Gary's teaspoon
Gary.
Ardbeg. It's just I've never heard of Isla Mystery. I would I have not seen much teaspoon Ardbeg, and I would love to get a hold of that if that were around here.
Yeah. Teaspoon. Nice.
Duncan Taylor.
He's on the peak.
Duncan
Taylor. Yeah, well, look at that. Cool. Nice. Wow.
Yeah, apparently I'm enjoying this.
I think you find this next one. Empty, put water in it. You trying to be water, guys? What you thinking? Be water? Any water? Or are you just trying it? That one's 46, so you might want to be.
I finished it before I had a chance to add water.
Yeah.
So,
Didn't get a chance, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it was the same.
What, have you finished that whole 50 mls? You've done that whole bottle?
No, I poured half of it. No, oh man, no, I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Just be careful with the toilet tonight, guys.
No, you be careful.
Yeah, you be careful.
I think the water makes it a wee bit even fruitier. Brings out more of the red berries and red fruit, and it just makes it sweeter, I think. So it becomes sweet with water, but it's still nice. Okay. This is where I was going to do the Edradour 10, Dave, but I thought I'll keep you waiting a wee bit longer.
You know me.
For that one. But I build the tension a wee bit for that one, guys, yeah. So yeah, next one. We're not doing the Edradour now, mate. No, we're going all around them. How tall that bottle is, man. That's not the tallest bottle you've ever seen in your life. This is up there with those big. This is up there with them big compass bottles and
Daft Mills.
The Daft Mill. The kind of, what was the word I'm looking for? The Glen Scotias. The Glen Scotias have changed them a wee bit. They're still as tall. Yeah, no. This is about 2 inches. Yeah. The Victoriana one is this, but the new Glen Scotias are great because they fit perfect on that. That's how I measured them shelves, is I used the Glen Scotia bottles to do it. But then when I went to fit them in, I forgot to use the Victoriana's taller, so that's up there on the top shelf with some bourbons are up there. The bourbons seem to come in a tall bottle and all, man. Iron Roots and stuff like that. Smoke Wagons, they're all in tall bottles. But no, this was interesting. This is one I got. I got tempted with this because I kept getting a voucher for it. This is Master of Malt. And all it tells you, it's quite mysterious. It just tells you that it's a 10-year-old Speyside. And it's one of those statements on it that I'm baffled to understand. Yeah. It's aged for 10 long years. So it has to be 10 long years, but not just 10 years, but 10 long years. And given an extremely generous finish in all the Oloroso sherry casks. So I ain't got a clue what that means, man. But they say it's rich, it's deep, and incredibly luxurious. Enjoy. That's the voice on the back of the bottle. Yeah,
it's certainly sherry on the nose.
Really bothered. I've not really bothered taking any. I tell you what I found when I last did this. I thought it was a typical kind of sherry, but when I came to do it tonight, I think it's a wee bit more. As it's came down the bottle, I think, and it's oxidised. It's got that wee bit more earthy than what it was when I first tried it. There's that kind of, whether it's a damp musty thing going on, but it's still definitely sweet.
Anybody getting golden syrup
Again,
on the nose?
Yeah,
I've got syrup. I've got syrup dotted down. I've not put gold in, so I've definitely got syrup. I'm getting bags of sherry and
yeah.
I'm getting chocolate and nuts.
Yeah, milk chocolate, lots of milk.
And I think it goes a wee bit more candied. I think I'm getting a wee bit more candied nuts or candied chocolate. That kind of, there's definitely a wee sweet shoppy vibe.
There's a lot going
It's
on.
a higher ABV. This one, what was the ABV?
54.7.
Yeah, this ABV 54.7, mate. So yeah, it's cranked that up a wee bit. I was going to put this after the Edradour because the Edradour is a wee bit less ABV, but I think this will set you up nice for the Edradour if that makes sense. There's Hamish. Don't tell me Hamish was in.
Yeah. Hi, Hamish.
Greetings from Deutschland. How you doing, Hamish? He actually looks German on there, doesn't he? That picture, he's got him looking German.
How can you look German?
I think he's done it. I think he's done a bit of AI on there, hasn't he? Done a bit of AI on himself, made him look German. Only joking, Hamish. You look wonderful, my friend. Big, handsome stud of a man.
You should see him in person. It's even better.
Well, I've seen him many a time in person, man. I was going to say, I've almost said we've shared a bed together there, but we haven't. We've shared a trip together. So he came to Isla Ways. He came to Isla Ways a couple of years ago, man. So we had a nice week and 4 days together in Isla.
Very nutty. What nuts?
Yeah,
nutty. I think that's the Oloroso, isn't it? So it's definitely the nutty. I think when you taste it, it comes a wee bit more fudgy.
Again, on the nose, it's like a boozy fruit. It's like a boozy type of fruit.
It reminds me of those chocolate covered maraschino cherries with a bit of cherry liqueur in them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Spot on.
And you get that the 54 on the palate, the 54.7 is just peppering your tongue and just when you catch it on your lip, it's just that wee peppery thing that's just letting you know it's there. But it still drinks really easy. At 54.7. So it drinks so good. Any ideas where you think it would be from, guys? Where do you think it'd be from?
It's tough with the cask influence.
So, see, it doesn't even say that this might have started in bourbon, but it just says it's got a real generous finish in Oloroso. Does that mean it's been quite a long time finished in Oloroso?
I get the impression it's a Glen Murray because Glen Murray has got a lot of spice behind it. And a lot of the ones that have not been finished for a long time are a bit kind of too much. That I don't know. If 2 or 3 years in a sherry cask for that would be lovely, but no clue.
I was going to hedge a bet at Glenfarclas, but because that's fiery. The Glenfarclas is a wee bit with them gas-fired stills. The Glen, but I can't find anywhere that tells me what it is.
What's the RRP? How much was this, Alan?
I checked it today. It's coming in at £58 today on Master of Malt. But I think I got a £10 voucher off. I think I got it for about 46 or 47 or something. Definitely got an offer on it. It's one of them. I think when Master of Malt put these little kind of flash sales on, it seems to get into the flash sale. I have seen it as low as 50, I think. But I checked it. I just had a quick look today. It's 58 quid today. Still, I didn't think if they'd any left, but yeah, you can still buy it. So it's still around.
I really like a lot of what Master Malt's doing with their own bottlings. They occasionally will put something out there for just a ludicrously low price, just for the enthusiasts.
Absolutely.
Did any of you
Another
get
shelf.
Sorry,
Master Malt carry on, Andrew.
Oh
yeah,
no, I was
going
to ramble on about Master Malt. It's all good. They don't sponsor.
I've got another shelf.
I know.
I've got another shelf of them over there, man.
Oh, nice.
And a couple of crackers we did a couple of Campbelltown 8s, which I believe was Springbank teaspooned with Glen Scotia. So, and they were incredible, man. And they were 40 quid, 8-year-old, 40 quid. Man. Spectacular. I've got a couple of Linkwoods.
Do you have the 11-year-old? That one is absolutely lovely.
I've got 2 of them, I think. I've got 11 and a 12, I think.
Yeah, very nice.
I think if I remember right, I think that 12 looks green in the bottle. I don't know if it's a green coloured bottle that they've got. It looks like a clear bottle, but the whiskey actually looks green. Let me see if I can grab it.
I don't think I got that one.
Anybody added water to it yet?
No, I'll do that.
Not yet. It's just
a wee bit in there.
What does it do?
It takes a wee bit of the kind of hit off it more than anything else. Kind of similar style, but right, he's back. Stop talking. Shh.
Yeah.
See, this is both of them. So you see the difference in this, man. Oh no, I've picked the wrong one up. That's a Royal Brackler, that one. I think that's 60.6, that Brackler.
Oh wow.
Royal Brackler 60.6. But this is one I've got here. There's Linkwood 11. It looks green.
Yeah, that I bought 2 of those when those were available. It's
46.7. This one, I think there is another one. I'm sure I've got another one up there somewhere. The second one, the one after, was only about 52 bottles or something. That one, one of 52 bottles or something it was. So I don't know if that was what was left of this, but a year later.
And is
that's what when I got them. I thought it looks clear, but I think the whiskey looks green, man.
Yeah,
it does look green to me. Yeah.
Looks green,
like a lime green,
but it looks like a clear bottle. It's the same coloured bottle as the Glencadam. But yeah, no, great value there. The Master of Malts, the Campbelltown 8. If you ever see a Campbelltown 8, man, grab it, because they've done a couple of them. So I stocked up on that as well. I think I've got a Glendronach one. There's quite a few. Macduff, I got a Macduff one. They just seem to do all the distilleries, man. But this Brackler looks good. I just realised how nice that looks. 682 bottles of that one.
Nice. That's quite an ABV as well.
60.6, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And that is, yeah. See, they have these crazy release things on them where it tells you that they've got numbered dates on. What's this one? Release number 0079. So they must have hundreds and hundreds of casks, man, of them. This one was number 90, cask 96, I think.
Yeah, they're really good when it comes to
11 years. The value money, and the money's not that the great money. Yeah, anyway, we've detracted there a wee bit, but
yeah, sorry.
It's no bad thing.
A bit of water.
I'm salivating, Dave, waiting for this Edradour. This Edradour's staring me out, mate.
I've got my notes.
Have you ever tried the Edradour? Have you ever tried the Edradour 10, Paul?
Yeah, I've not. No.
Oh, Dave, he's going to get a fight in his life. You're going to get the fright of your life here, mate. Yeah. You try this Edradour, mate, you won't want to try anything else after it.
Let's go home. Oh, wait.
This just sets you up nice for it. I was actually going to do these the other way around, and then I was...
Water helps, actually. It takes the edges off.
Yeah, definitely water was nice. It just rounded it off more. Lovely.
Yeah. That's good. We're definitely into the sherry bits anyway.
I find it makes the finish a bit spicier. I mean, maybe that's just my...
No, I agree. I agree.
The finish is dry and woody and spicy, and this has got a bit of fruitcake as well on this one, I think.
Nice pies.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I read that somewhere. I think the actual tasting notes was mentioning mince pies. Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's nice. Very nice.
Have you not tried this before, Dave?
No, not at all.
No.
I'm glad I am now. Oh, I tried it this afternoon as a pre-taster for tonight, but yeah, very nice dram.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this was a new one to me as well.
Good money.
And it seems to be one of them with Master of Malt at Disney, because I bought this probably, I don't know, 18 months ago. But it's still available. So it's one of them, it seems to kick around. And every time they seem to put a flash sale on, it tends to get into your flash sale. But I don't know how many they've made of it or how it doesn't give you any indications of bottles and stuff like that, as if it's just seems to be a regular thing. But yeah, no, it's nice.
Definitely good.
If you're a sherry guy, I suppose if you're a bourbon man, then it's not going to be your...
Oh no, I still enjoy this. Just have to be in the right mood.
Like I said, Hamish must have done Limburg, innit?
Oh, have any of you been before? I would love to go, but
Never. Not
Okay,
back
next
to
year.
Limburg. Some amazing drams there that could decimate your bank balance very quickly. You're
Next year I'll
loaded,
plan to go.
Hamish. You're loaded, Hamish. Wow.
Well, he bought me my lunch last week, so I won't have a bad word about him.
That's because he's a millionaire. It is. Even with the water in that now, it becomes a wee bit more spicy with the water.
I prefer it water. I think the water really helped.
I think I preferred it without.
You prefer it with the water? I think I preferred it without the water, you know.
Yeah, same here.
But I think it goes a wee bit drier as well in the finish.
Yeah.
Dry, woody, spicy, fruitcakey kind of finish. And it's quite warm in here. It's just kind of gets you just right in your chest. This would probably be, if this was a Kentucky whiskey, this might be a wee hug.
Yeah.
This might be giving you a wee Kentucky hug, this one. Okay. So, are you ready, Paul? What's my final thoughts on that, guys? Are we enjoying that one?
Yeah, it was good dram.
Yeah.
How's your kind of how's your list coming together? Are you kind of getting your thoughts in your mind? What's what?
Yeah.
I prefer the Glencadam to that one, but still a nice list.
Again? Yeah.
I prefer the Glencadam to that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not hold it back any longer, guys. Let's get you ready for this Edradour.
I have not had one of these in quite some time, and I used to really like them, so I'm excited about this.
Yeah. So this will be a different kind of sherry for you, Paul. This will be a kind of sherry that you're either going to love this, mate, or you're going to hate it.
Sorry, go ahead.
This was distilled in November 2013 and bottled in February 2024. Matured in first fill Oloroso sherry butts. And the casks involved was 521, 527, 528, and 529. And this is bottle number 1269. 46% ABV. Natural colour. Can I see chill filler? Can I see? Oh, yes, the unchill filler.
It's all new.
Oh, they did.
I'm looking for an unchill filter, man. It's unchill filter collection from Signatory Vintage.
Yeah, they've been doing these consistently for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, have.
They're just
they're killing it. They're killing it in a minute, though. The Signatory's killing it.
They're so reliable.
Again, another line up there again, Andrew. Signatory Vintages, man. All sorts of dark sherry. 40 quid, 45 quid. I think it was a 13-year-old Macallan for 45 quid. You know what I mean? It's mental.
They've been doing so well with value that you have other IBs try releasing bottles attempting to troll them. And I say this as someone who likes Woodrow's, but that Woodrow 9-year-old Macallan that they used basically to chirp at Signatory was a little. It was unfortunate.
What I think Signatory's done, they must, I don't know where, they've just got a total dominance now on this. And I actually think some of the independent bottlers are having their kind of noses put out a wee bit because just it doesn't matter what ABV they're putting out. Big ABVs, it's still 45, 50 quid.
Well, even
I don't think anybody can compete with that. So they just seem to have masses and masses of, I don't know what the stocks are like that they've got, but every one of them is a real dark.
They must have bought.
They all look first fill. They all look awesome.
I just think they've got some fantastic. Sorry, go. I just think they've got some fantastic contracts out there because they must be getting some casks, and plus I think they've got some serious casks sitting back there as well.
Absolutely. I always remember when I visited Edradour when you could. It had the most amazing whiskey shop.
Oh yeah.
So I had the Signatory. It was every Signatory you could imagine was in that shop, man.
It was closed. I had one of the worst distillery visits I've ever had when I went to Edradour, and part of it was because the shop was closed.
Wow.
But I mean, I was so excited to go, and it was just
and it's a beautiful little place.
It's a beautiful place, but
beautiful, picturesque, lovely. But I don't know whether they could concentrate on Edradour, and they'd really need to make them two businesses, man, separately, and do the Signatory, the bottling, and all that stuff, and do the Edradour distillery separately, man.
I don't know why they stopped offering tours.
The reason, the word on the grapevine, Andrew, is they can't staff it. They're finding it difficult to staff the place. And I think, as I said to Dave earlier, that only tells you one thing: they're not paying people enough money, man. So if you pay people enough money, then you'll staff something. And it's not as if it's like Isla, it's mega remote. You can understand in Isla and places like that are in staff places, but But Pitlochry's right in the heart of it's a half an hour's drive for Glasgow and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's not a million miles away.
You can day trip it from Glasgow or Edinburgh. It's a lovely little town too.
Yeah. So I don't know how they can. I just, for me, I don't think they just want to pay people enough. But that's where my mind is. But how's that going down, Paul? What are you getting on that one, mate?
So my first smell was Bovril.
Here we go again.
Is that what we've done for Oxo?
Yes, well,
Oxo's finished now.
Absolutely. An Oxo finish.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That is lovely. Absolutely lovely. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, take it away,
I haven't
Dave.
bought one of these recently.
Take it away, Dave.
Well, you know I love my Edradour. You know, this is, if you could get Springbank and take it out, the funky type of Springbank and put it into a Highland whiskey, that's Edradour. I'm just looking, my last bottle is 2012. So I had a little taste of this one, which is, the 13 is actually a little bit different to the 12, and I wrote some notes today. So I've got dark cherries, mocha coffee, some orange peel, and nutmeg. I don't normally get nutmeg, but that's on the nose. I'm still getting that the walnuts coming through, but it's just nice, funky, dirty whiskey. I just love Edradour, and I like
that's how I describe it. Dank, dirty, and dunnage. That's the kind of you've got all those kind of wet, damp basements going on. You've got if you were to walk through a mechanic's workshop and you've got that kind of oily rag and the mechanic's overalls and that kind of, even go down the road, maybe even that border on a wee bit of diesel somewhere in the nose there somewhere, but that kind of rocket fuel and just dirty and dank and old boots and old damp baseworks, and then once you get past all that, you've got the nice fruity, sherry, dates, boozy stuff, and
there's mocha coffee.
I think this is bang on at 46. Bang on at 46%.
And
I just find it strange and upsetting that their core range, which is fantastic, but the 10-year-old, why is it such a low ABV? Jump it up. I think because they bring this out.
Oh, but I think it's. But even at the 40. Even at the 40, Dave, that 10's still good, man.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan.
Listen, you geeks and all that stuff, but I think Paul would love that Edradour 10 at 40%. If you were just getting kind of into whiskey and you wanted to make that jump, that'd be a great place to start, man, because it's just a real nice, funky 10-year-old, man.
And then jump up to the Caledonian as well, because that Caledonian is just superb whiskey for the price for a core range whiskey. That is a lovely dram.
My first experience of this was that 10-year-old when a friend of mine visited Scotland and brought back a bottle from the distillery back when I was in university, and it's even when I was really at the beginning of my whiskey journey, if you want to use that term. And that 10-year-old is as something as a gateway to enjoying something a little bit filthier and a little bit funky. It hit the spot. But this is
beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
I've got it down here: damp, dunnage, and dirty.
Yeah, dirty all day long. Yeah. Oh, the nose is fantastic.
When you get past the damp and dirty stuff, there's those beautiful dried fruits, red fruits, dark fruits, and it just sets you up. It's hard to get it away from your nose to take a sip of it, man. It's just that nice.
Yeah.
So is that where I'm getting the Bovril from? Because it's a bit dirtier.
I think so. I think so.
You just get Bovril on everything, man.
Yeah.
Damp, dirty. Even on the palate now, it's that wee bit jammy, sticky. stewed fruit, wee bit of orange marmalade, leave it jammy, marmalade orange thing. Sticky, syrupy goodness I've put here, man.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to drink this in a warehouse.
Almost velvet. It's almost velvety, isn't it? Velvety,
beautiful.
Syrupy, raisin, dates, fig, jammy red fruit, stewed fruit, orange marmalade, man.
Guys, if you've not got this out there, try to obtain some of this. It's good stuff. Signatory.
Yeah.
Edradour.
And it's no difficult to pick up. It's easy enough to pick up.
This has been a reminder of something I've been ignoring for a while.
This is running about the 55 to 60 quid, guys, this stuff.
Yeah, it's very reasonable.
So this is not going to break the bank either.
No.
I feel sorry for this Glendronach coming up next, man.
Oh man, yeah, I don't
feel sorry for the Glendronach.
Yeah. I don't want to be negative on your stream, Alan, but I've got some feelings about Glendronach lately.
Yeah. No, I've just got back on the. I was a massive Glendronach fan, and I fell out with him a few years ago.
I was too. It's just the prices. My God, like. Yeah,
but no, for me it was the confusion around the non-chill filtering thing, and the actual colour thing.
God. Yes.
But I've noticed, I don't know if it's just the cask strength they still do it with, but this cask strength, I'll come to this in a minute. I won't jump the gun with this. Let me save that for a minute.
Let me have my time with Edradour, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's stick with Edradour, man. You've all got full glasses still there, so let's get some Edradour down the hatch.
So I was coming back from the Highlands last week, and before you get to Perth, there's the House of Brewer. So it's not far from Pitlochry, and they had lots of this hanging about, and I wasn't interested. Oh, it was in there. Like you wouldn't buy anything in there.
Good dear, man.
Paul, I'll bring some up.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much they wanted for Caledonia? In there,
yeah,
105 quid.
No way.
For the Caledonia.
Ridiculous. Paul, I'll bring some up.
The Isle of Harris of whiskies were £20 more expensive per bottle.
Oh, everything's dearer, man.
Yeah.
That whole place is just a money pit, isn't it?
But they had a Glendronach.
It's like people have had enough. It's like people have been travelling, and that just appears, that place, and it's just a money pit. Well, it's like an airport, isn't it?
Their fish and chips is lobster and chips. That tells you
you know. No, they've got quite a nice wee chip shop, nice chip shop on it. I've stopped off in it a couple of times.
Yeah, we'd always stop at Dalwhinnie, but on the way home, we thought we'd just go a bit further down and we went into there, but yeah. Yeah, that's on my hit list now. That's lovely.
Oh, I'll bring some up in 3 weeks' time. I'll give you some.
Please.
I'll bring some up. So on my palette, on my notes that I got on this one today, this afternoon, coffee fudge, hazelnut, and sherry soaked sultanas. So I'm getting the sultanas, but with obviously loads of sherry around it.
I'm just laughing at Greg's comment in the chat.
Lost the chat.
It's a damp, oily rag. Only in drinking scotch with the tasting notes. It's a damp, oily rag and a mechanic's overall sitting in a damp basement because of tasting note.
How you doing, Greg? Nice to see you, man. Greg's one of my Patreons, man. Nice to see you, big fella. I hope everything's well with you over there, man.
Where's he, Florida?
We need to organise. I need to organise some more samples to you. No, I think he's in. Where is he, man? I'm thinking Tennessee or somewhere like that. Tennessee or that neck of the woods, I think. I'm probably a million miles away, but I know his mate Marty's in Raleigh, so I don't know where Raleigh is in. Where are we? This always catches me, man, when I'm trying to picture stuff in America. No, I hope you're well, big man. We need to do some more samples. Charlotte, yes.
Charlotte, yeah, that's right.
North Carolina.
Nice part of America.
I hope you're well, Greg. What you drinking, Greg? What you got in the glass, mate? Hope you've got some of this damp, oily rag. Got some mechanics overalls on, man, and you're sitting in your basement, you know. Fishing out all the water from your flood in the basement, you know. But it's one of these, it does, when I've ever reviewed this as well, it drives people nuts when you get that diesel and that kind of dirty, damp basement, but it's definitely there. But it's not all that's there. You've still got the red fruit, the orange, and the stuff's chocolate. All that stuff's still there, man.
I agree with
this. Probably this might be the most complex one tonight. This one, out of all of them, I think there's just that much stuff going on with this.
With the core, I agree. The 10-year-old for somebody new to give them just that little bit of different than the core of the range. But this, you wouldn't give somebody new this one.
No, they've run a mile.
Yeah,
they've run a mile, man.
I'm not sure how I would have handled this early on, but it's
beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, there's some loveliness, but you have to dig through some of those rags to get to it. But the early rags are part of the fun.
But they're very nice, the rags.
Yeah.
Steve's in there. He is the Springer Gingers in. Look, there we go. How you doing, Steve? Nice to see you. Glad you finally made one. How's it going, mate? You looking good? What you drinking? What's going on in your glass? Oh, I don't know. Pour yourself a nice Edradour 10 if you've got one. But yeah, good to see you, buddy. Good to have you along. I don't think I want to move on to you anymore, Dave. Would you? We'll
stick with this. We'll stick with this one.
Right, Dave, pour me another one, please.
No problem, mate. No problem.
What glass you got that in, Paul? What glass you got it in?
Second.
Scottish Whisky Festival.
Oh, snap. Look, same.
Oh, there we are.
Hey.
Snap. This is what year is this? 2023 Festival. Glasgow Festival. You getting your tickets for Glasgow at the weekend? You getting your tickets? You going to the festival in Glasgow?
Well,
absolutely.
So it's my birthday, my 49th birthday on the 8th of November.
Okay, that's a great place to go for your birthday.
So I need to make sure I'm trying to get. That's the last 4 years I've tried to get the morning tickets and can't get the morning ones, but I'll try.
Okay. Yeah. If I can get any, do you want me to get you one if I can?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So here's Greg's mate, and this is Whiskey Nose. I don't know if you ever watch American channels, guys, but this is Marty at Whiskey Nose.
Yeah.
Really cool. He's in Raleigh, and I'm dreading to say whether that's South Carolina or North Carolina. It's one of the Carolinas, I think. But
yeah, it's North Carolina.
He's in Raleigh, I think. And what is finally a good? Yep, I love Edradour. I have the Equinox and Solstice.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully make Glasgow and get session one. So yeah, I think the tickets go on sale on Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
I'll be drinking a little Joan J. Bowman single cask bourbon. 9-10 years, only about 2 drams left in the bottle, so I thought I'd finish it off. Okay, cool, mate. Yeah, no worries. Going to say, anybody in the chat that's not been following Marty at Whiskey Nose, man, just give him a wee look over and give him a thumbs up. Give him a sub. Tell him Alan sent you. Cheers, Marty boy. Oh, that's Edradour, man. Where do you go for here, Dave?
Well,
this Glendronach is going to have to live up.
Home.
This Glendronach is going to have to live up for itself, isn't it?
It
Going to
certainly
have
is.
to kind of fight, you know.
Yeah, it's got a big fire in its hands.
Well, it's got the ABV to fight, but
yeah.
And that's the only reason I put it afterwards. I thought if it's going to have a chance, it's the ABV that's going to get a chance. So Glendronach. I don't know if you all know the history with me with Glendronach. Glendronach was the whiskey that changed my life.
when Billy was there,
I used to collect whiskey, right? And I'd been collecting whiskey for about 10 years. And I had never drunk a drop of it in 10 years. Never done any of it. Every auction, every whiskey shop, I'm picking up this and that and whatever. And then I ends up winning a bottle of Glendronach 50, the old Glendronach 15 revival at auction. And it was the Glasgow auction. Then rather than me, I normally get them sent to me. I thought, well, I'm going up to Glasgow for the weekend. I had a lads' weekend planned in Glasgow. And I thought, oh, I'll nick in and pick it up, save me the shipping.
Scottish whiskey
So I
auction?
nicked in. Yes. I nicked in the old, they've moved places now, but this was in the old place, just around the corner from where it is now.
Yeah.
So I nips in on the way up and collects it. And I was staying at my mate's for the weekend. And I put the bottle on his kitchen table. And we got dressed and we went out. We had a good night in Glasgow and 3 or 4 of us came back to his house. And one of the guys says, what's that on the table? I says, I've just picked that up at auction for 150 quid. So he says, what does 150 quid whiskey taste like? So we smashed it open, didn't we? We sat up to 8 o'clock in the morning and we just about polished that bottle of Glendronach 15 off. That was my first experience ever with whiskey. And I've not stopped drinking the stuff since that time. So Glendronach, the 18s, I had a monthly subscription with Master of Malt to send me the 18 Allardyce.
Oh, man.
So I used to get one every month delivered just on a kind of repeat order every month. Bump, bump, bump. 18 Allardyce, 18 Allardyce. And then all of a sudden, Brown Foreman took them over. Billy went. Rachel Barry came in. Brown Foreman took them over. Decided to take the non-chill filter. It was a bit, yeah. Ralphie was going mad about it and blah, blah, blah. And I decided then I wasn't going to buy any more Glendronach. And then, that must have been about 4 or 5 years ago. And then I think I did buy a revival just to compare the 2 revivals. And they were different. But then I seen this one here. And I noticed that it's cask strength and it's got natural colour on the tube. All of that stuff that you want. And I thought, I'm going to pick it up and try it. Where's my Glendronach? So I've got a pile of Glendronach cask strengths, I think. Somewhere, where are they? Yeah, they're up here. So I've got one cask strength 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got the first 6 of these when they're in the old bottles, the old orange label bottles and all that. Then I thought, I'm going to grab this. And then when I tried it, I loved it. So without any further ado, let's tackle Glendronach. This one is back to 11. This is Rachel Barry. Did this one. Let me see if it tells you anything about it. So it's a mix of it's matured in Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso sherry casks. So this was like the old 15. The old 15 was in PX and Oloroso. I think the new 15 now is just in Oloroso, I think. I don't think it's PX and Oloroso now, the new 15s.
Marmalade here.
59.8.
You get any orange out of it, Paul? That's what I'm getting. Lots of orange. That's what you get in your marmalade. Loads of orange. Yeah, marmalade. Orange marmalade.
All the rest of casks and bottled at match strength. See, this is what it said here. This is what it says on the back of the bottle here. A richly sherried Highland single malt Scotch whisky matured in Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso sherry casks and bottled at natural cask strength, as was the custom before the turn of the 20th century. Batch 11 represents bramble, treacle, toffee on the palate, developing into lingering nutmeg and maraschino cherry. That's the notes on that. 59.8, so it's a beast. A beast. So what are we getting?
That treacle toffee's coming through on the palate.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it down a bit.
Nutty, berry, loads of berry fruit, cranberry, cherry on the nose. I'm getting cinnamon and clove on the nose, guys. Is the spice?
Yeah, I'm getting cinnamon.
There's some spice in here, right?
And then you get the honey toffee treacle. Wee bit of oak. And it even smells spicy.
I've just brought it down a little bit with water and I'm getting maple syrup.
Yeah, I've got maple syrup here. The maple syrup here. It's definitely on the palate. I'm getting the maple syrup.
Yeah.
But this is probably as close to the kind of Glendronach that we all used to rave about. This. Can't you ask for it any different? It's natural. It's unchill filter, all of that stuff.
I think Glendronach more than any distillery is one where I'm battling against my memories of the like you, Ellen. The 18 was the one that I was really into, and I bought so many bottles of those, and especially when we were getting those years when it was overaged stock. Like there was just some absolute crackers that came out then. And then also back when the single casks were affordable, when you could get like 20-plus-year-old single casks for reasonable prices. It's just I have such an idealized memory of Glendronach. And
absolutely.
It brings me back a bit. I've tried some of the recent stuff and I'm not really connected with it, particularly now they have.
And the only reason I done this is because I had everything that I had before with they say it's not any different. They just not put it on the tin. It's still the same as what it was before, but it definitely tastes different from before. And I think those old Allardyces, you'd have maybe an 18 that could be 19 years old. You could have an Allardyce that was maybe 20 years old. I think they went up to 24, I think, before they...
Yeah, the last one would have been 24.
The 18 now is an 18, but if you get... I think it was up to 2019, I think, or 2020, I think, was the last of the old stocks. Now your 18 is an 18. And I think they're different as well. And you've got the added bonus that they're double the price that they were when they were 20. When you got a 24-year-old 18 at 80 quid, and now you've got an 18-year-old at 180 quid. It's just mental. The Parliament, the 21 is just the same. That's north of 200 now, man.
Ridiculous.
120 quid whiskey now. It's north of 200, 250.
So what's the price of this one?
Let's know.
Alan? What's the price of this one?
I think I paid 75 for this.
I'm surprised it's that reasonable.
To be honest, this has surprised me. This is bringing me back in time. This is I had my doubts. This is very good.
This is old Glendronach, man. This is why I put it in, because this is back to old Glendronach.
When I saw this as part of the lineup, I was expecting this to be a disappointment, and it isn't.
No,
yeah, no, it's and particularly guys, if you're now enjoying it after that Edradour, then it's. I think you might even enjoyed it a wee bit better before the Edradour, but but I think that's. I was impressed with this when I reviewed it. And when I first tried it, I was chuffed that I got it when I opened it.
That's nice. A wee bit of water as well. It's lovely.
Yeah,
Freaking punchy, innit? That 15, that certainly lets you know that 59.8 is punchy, man. Let's be back on in the chat here. Let's have a look. I love the Revival Billy Walker. Yeah, I've got a few of them up there, Stephen, on the shelf opposite. Paul, did you buy any more of them Speyburn 18s off?
Yeah, I took another 2 off them.
Yeah, I took 2 more as well, man. It's just too good a deal, man.
At that price, jeez.
Allardyce was 24. I bought one a couple of years back and I'm saving it for a special occasion. Tonight could be a special occasion, Greg, man. Why don't you just get that cracked open, man, and enjoy it? Share it with us. Compare it to this Glendronach Cask Strength. That is a belter, man.
Yeah, hopefully that's the route they're going down now.
I hope you've not told Marty, because Marty will be over.
This is a good DRAM. Very good DRAM.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'll be looking out for this one.
Good price too.
I think batch 12's out now, Dave. But they've discontinued this Cask Strength batch now. They've discontinued them after 12.
Oh, really?
So they've gone to they've got these new series now. What are they calling them now, man?
The no age statements.
What they calling them now, man? Let me see what they're calling. Let me see what they're calling them. Check it out. If you have a chat amongst yourselves, guys, where to find it.
Yeah, Andrew, we need to get a bottle of this and split it.
Is this one still available?
No, I think we're going to have to hunt for this one. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, so Glencadam 12 was the whiskey that got me into whiskey, and then I tried the Glendronach 12 beside it, and it was really poor.
Yeah, chalk and cheese.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, here's the top tip for you, right? This Glendronach Cask Strength batch, it's batch 12, the batch after this, which is 58.2%. That's still available on Master of Malt. 77 quid. Hold on. Oh no, batch 12. So batch 11 sold out. Yeah. Let's see if there's any of them left. So I just want to see what they've changed these to. So you can still buy the new one. The batch after this. Here's the new one. The new ones are the Ode to the Dark and the Ode to the Valley. And Ode to the Embers. That's the new ones that are replacing them.
Yeah, no to not being Cask Strength. I've just ordered a 12. Thank you very much, Anna.
48.4 it is. That's the 48.4. So
Ode to the profit
the Ode to the Dark is 50.8 ABV, and the Glendronach Ode to the Valley is 46.2. And the Glendronach Ode to the Embers is 48.4.
I shouldn't shit on them because I've not tried them. So maybe I'll wait for the whiskey show and I'll try them then. but I'm not expecting much.
They've got a sale on the Glendronach 18. Listen to this, right? How much?
Oh yeah, how much?
229.79, right?
Yeah.
Reduced to 182. Reduced to 182.75. It's got 20% off.
Yeah, fuck off.
What's the ABV?
229.79, man.
No, thank
What?
Is that
No,
43%?
thank
What's going on? They've got one here. They've got a Glendronach 1971 bottled in 1990, right? That's 3,498 reduced to 2,430.
Yeah.
They've got a grand off it.
Well, that's fine. That's £600 each.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they've got loads, man. The Revival, 75 quid. That Glendronach 11 sold out, man. It was £72.89 on here.
Yeah,
I think I paid it 70 quid for it.
I'll watch out on auctions for that.
But yeah, no, I think it's a nice surprise, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
very much so. Well done.
Yeah.
It's a good dram.
Yeah.
That's number 2 in the lineup at the moment.
I was going to say my ranking is not what I expected it to be after that first round.
No, that's number 2 for me. Beautiful.
This next one. This next one is the one for me that I'm a wee bit. So it can either work out nice, and the downside is you might like it, Andrew, because it's heavily peated. The other two might. I'm hoping that the red wine salvages it for you guys.
I approach this with skepticism, but we'll see.
I'm going on the fence. I'm going on the fence with this one.
What's the ABV on it? 54.3.
Yeah. If you do like this, I'm quite happy to send you some more of it, because I gave you a little sample of that one. So I'm happy to send you some more of that. If you like it. If you want any more of it.
Kippers.
Fine to you.
There's the peak. So the peak's definitely there, isn't it?
Oh, maybe it's the power of suggestion, but I am getting the fishiness off this.
So this one, guys, is 8.5 years in ex-bourbon casks and 5 months in Ribera del Duero. So when I put this one out for review, some of the guys came back to me and told me that Ribera del Duero is quite an exotic whiskey. It's quite a nice, quite a nice wine in the wine world. So they've married this for 5.5 months, and they're calling this at 54.3 is batch strength. So whether that's cask strength or not, I'm not too sure, but it's batch strength. But this is the usual kind of coastal, peaty, maritime, coastal salinities there.
Exactly what you'd expect.
As well, this.
Yeah. But it's also very sweet on the nose as well. Very sweet on the nose.
Yeah, I think the red wine's making it sweet.
Bit of brand in there.
Top man. Was that the computer? Wow. Did I send you some? Did I send you a computer then? Yeah. Nice, good man. I haven't even got one of them handy, man. My wife keeps breaking them.
I've got 3 of them. I can sell you one.
No, I've got a shed full of them, mate. Listen, anybody wants any whiskey for in glasses, just give me a shout. I've got loads, man. I've got a shed full of them. I used to sell them, and then my wife kept breaking them, so I stopped selling them.
Yeah, I'm getting vanilla kippers. So sweet fish, I know.
It's definitely sweet. There's definitely sweetness on this.
You get to try this at the festival, Andrew, because this is the Glen Scotia festival bottle. Yeah. So you will get to try this. Stephen's asking if any of you picked up the Signatory Tininic or the Mortlack.
Got the Mortlack.
Yeah, I'm not sure
We both
it
bought the
means-
Mortlack.
Yeah, if it's the Symington's Choice one, then yeah, that I mean, very, very fair price. And
I saying Signatory. Somebody else is saying Symington's.
oh no,
Oh,
it's
right,
it is Signatory. It's just that's the bottling series.
All right. We're watching a bottle on US auction. Ben Riak, peated, cash strength, non-colour, natural strength, 56. Anybody tried that, Ben Riak?
No.
No.
They don't do a lot of peated Ben Riak. I know they do a couple. But yeah, I've not tried that one. What did you say? There's no age on that. It's just a cash strength.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm sure the peated one might have had a 17-year-old age statement on the peated one, I think. If I remember right.
You alright?
But I've not done much Ben React, to be fair.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. 95.
Don't know why. Just ask why. Harry nominated me for the ice
Mhm.
What? Is that back?
Yeah, that's the one.
Because the last one was from
Yeah,
I tried it.
the disease that's
I-
sure yet. No, and I do it for my own.
I've got a Danish friend who gets licorice on virtually every single tasting she goes to, but I get licorice on the back of this on the
I
palate.
get that, Dave. I've got licorice in this one. This is what I
I'm
said
getting
when I
licorice.
reviewed it. I'm not the biggest fan of licorice. And this has got a lot. This is, you'll find even on the nose there's a wee hint of licorice, but on the palate there's loads of licorice on the palate, man.
I don't know if I want to tell you when I get on the nose of this one.
I tell you, it can't be any worse than it's Bobro, man.
Oh, I'm sure it can. It's a
It can't
mixture.
be
Of,
worse than he's just said. What did you say?
I get-
Sweet
I get-
kippers or something? What did you say? Vanilla
like-
kippers.
Vanilla Kippers.
I get
Vanilla kippers.
I get shoe polish and manure.
Menu.
All right, yeah. Can I tell you my note that I always seem to get from Glen Scotia, and I can usually pick Glen Scotia up like that because it is one note, right? It's that lactic baby sick note that I always get from Glen Scotia, man.
Mm.
And I always
That's
get
a
it.
Loch Lomond thing.
No, it's a Glen Scotia thing, man. But they're the same stable anyway, aren't they?
The distillery.
Michael Henry's obviously doing something to it, man.
He's too busy at Loch Lomond now doing his bit over there. So
I
too busy.
don't know. I love a lot of what Loch Lomond's been doing recently. Those distillery editions are just like unfailingly good.
I think the 8's just come out this week.
They've just released the new one, haven't they?
Yeah, I've not had that one yet,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, if you
I think
ever
I've
want
got
a
5
if you
up
ever-
there.
I can get you a 15% discount off of any Loch Lomond whiskey or Glen Scotia whiskey.
Glen Scotia whiskey.
I need to keep up with that. Yeah, I mean, you feel bad for Glen Scotia sometimes because you have Springbank and Kilkerran, which are absolute like hype beast, and poor Glen Scotia gets forgotten sometimes. But
Yeah, they get bullied.
yeah, they make good whiskey. It's just
No, I think they're holding their own. I think it's when because of where it is. If you put this anywhere else, then I think it would hold its own. I think it's just because it's only across the road. It's got the other guys across the road, man.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely because I'm a fan. I was a big fan of the Glen Scotia 15. I love the 18. I did a March Malt Madness 2 years ago, man, and the Glen Scotia 18 got to the final, man. That only got picked to the final with Port Charlotte, one of the experimental bottles, man. That made it all the way to final. The 18. It's getting pricey now, though. It's about 120 quid now for the 18.
Oh, really?
But even the 15, the 15's about 70, 75 quid, 80 quid for the 15.
What was the price of that, Alan?
Say again? This one
one
here was 70 quid, I think. 70 quid. I always get them mistaken between these other ones. The Campbell, the Acorns of Campbelltown, they're about 98, I think. And I think this was about 65 or 70. Let me tell you. I think it's one of them. I just wanted to get a peated option and just to give you something peated.
I think you're right. Held on its own, it would be good, but it's got the big brother around the corner, I think's holding it back. I've had better Glen Scotia, I would admit.
No, and it was when I scored this, it was probably the worst of the series that I've done so far with them. I've done them all. They're up behind me here, man. The Ruby Port, Tawny Port, Rum Cask. But I think my favourite was either the Ruby Port or I'm a toss-up between the Ruby Port and the 8-year-old lightly peated PX. That was a banger, man. So this one at the minute on Master of Malt is 63 quid on Master of Malt. Well, Victoriana's on offer and all, man. Fucking hell.
How much is that?
72. Got it priced up at 89, man, to start with.
I like Victoriana enough, but it's not an 89 pound whiskey.
Just to give you an idea, man, the fucking Glen Scotia 21 is 253 quid, man.
What?
They've got the 18 at 109. I tell you what else is nice. The one before this, the White Port one. Oh, that's sold out, man. They're not sold out. So they've got them all on here. The 8-year-old lightly PX sold out, man. But it just shows you the price difference. That the 8-year-old one 3 years ago was 53 quid, 63 quid. So they're going up by about 10 every time they come out, man. But yeah. So yeah, no, I wasn't holding out much hope for this one, but let me see if I can revive it.
To me, it's the sweetness, which is killing it, to be honest. It's a good dram, but it's too sweet for me.
Yeah, it's solid. Yeah.
It's too sweet.
As I said, if we had a peathead in the group here, then the peathead might go for that over the sherry ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really, really dry, this. Dry, spicy, salty caramel. It goes for a wee bit juicy for a bit, and then it just goes all dry, and heading to the finish, that licorice comes in. The sooty, smoky thing comes in. And that salted caramel, even the caramel sweetness is still salty. So I think the finish, I'm all right through the early part of the palate, and then the finish goes really sooty and salty and dry and spicy and tannic.
See, on paper, I should rate this even higher, but I think it's because of what we've just gone through. All this sherry and quite a lot of sherry in there. If it wasn't for the sherry, I think this might rate a bit better, but it's still a good dram, nevertheless. But after that sherry,
none of these was bad. It's just I just think I don't know, maybe it's the wine finish. I hate the finish on this. It's just
it's 5.5 months, and if you don't know anything about Ribera, Del Duero, then you ain't got a clue what they could put anything on that, couldn't they? They wanted to.
Yeah.
But for me, it's very, very even with water. I don't even think it. If anything with water, I think it brings out more licorice and it goes more. It just goes drier.
Okay,
So
I was about to add some water. Maybe I won't now.
I'm presuming the Ribera del Duero is a dry red wine, man. It's got to be a dry red wine.
Yes, very
See,
sweet.
the Amarone red wine, I love Amarone red wine, and that I always find that is a really dry wine as well. Dry red wine, but if they'd have made this in Amarone, man, I think I might have bought a case of it. Because I'm a fan of the...
Would this be improved?
I'm a fan.
Would this be improved if it was finished in ex-Ribena casks?
Yes.
They might be better than the Ribera. Yeah. But yeah, no, if that was Amarone, man, I'd been all over it with Amarone because I do like Amarone. And all accounts, guys, all accounts is the latest Aaron Amarone is spectacular, man.
Yeah, we had it
latest one
at the Glasgow Festival.
All accounts, it's spectacular, man.
Yes.
That's one. When I went to visit Aaron was my first distillery tour. And I did the tour at Aaron. I had my wife with me. I'd booked a hotel opposite, right? And I took my wife with me, and she said to me, I took her to Aaron, right, in November. I don't know if you've ever been to Aaron in November, right? Aaron is the dreariest place in the world in November, right? And we got there on the Friday, and we booked into the hotel, and the guy says, great, thanks for coming. He says, but I need to let you know, Aaron's season finishes tomorrow, right? So I can do you an evening meal tonight, but I can't do you one tomorrow. So you're going to have to drive back into town to get a meal or something. I went, oh, fuck, you kidding me? So my wife wasn't chuffed. So then we spent the day there. Not a lot to do in Aaron. Told her I'd got a tour booked the next morning. I had a tour booked for about 12:30, I think. She says, listen, fucking phone them up. I'm no going and doing a tour with you and you get pissed as a fart, and then I'm left with you all day with nothing to do here, man. So she says, ring them up and see if you can push the tour back a bit, right? So I rings them up and says, listen, I've got a wee bit of a problem. I can't quite make the tour. Any chance I can come a bit later? So they says, yeah, you can come at 3:30 instead of 12:30. I went, right, perfect, thanks very much. So we went out and did a wee bit of touring around Aaron, had a wee bit of food, had a wee bit of sightseeing, take some pictures and all that, killed a couple of hours in Aaron. And we go into the distillery, and it's a beautiful little place, man. We walk around the shop and all that and everything. Does the tour. The guy says to me, you're really lucky, man. He says, that 12:30 tour, there was 54 people on it. Right? Guess how many people was on the 3:30 tour?
Oh, that's the way to go.
On my own, right? So I got a 1-to-1 tour on my own, right? And I had a whiskey tasting planned after it, so they lined me up. And remember, I was only just starting to drink whiskey then. I hasn't really done much with it. So he lines me up. I think he does me an Aaron 10. He did me the Amarone series, Sherry Finish series. And he did me a Sauternes, I think. And then I had I might have had I don't even think they had massive age statements there. I think I might have had did he have 15 then? Anyway, I had 6 whiskies, man. So I've tried them all, right? That Aaron Amarone just sucked every single bit of saliva. I didn't know what was happening in my mouth, man, when I tried that Amarone, right? So I'm looking behind them, and what I've got behind me here, they had this little bar behind them in Aaron, and I'm noticing the Smuggler's series, all the bottles I've ever put out, man. All the limited editions, the White Stags, and all, they're all on the bar behind them. He says, you keep looking at the bar. I says, yeah. I says, because I've got a bar like that myself, and I've got my pictures out. And I shows him my big Aaron collection. I've got a massive Aaron collection over there, guys, right? Smugglers, Devil's Punch Bowls and all that stuff, man. I says, I've got all that. I says, in fact, the day of Macri Moore, which was the peated version, They do a normal 46 one and they do a cask strength one. I says, well, I've got all those Macri Moore ones, but I haven't got what's happened with number 4? There's no tin for number 4. Everywhere I seem to buy it, there's no tin. So he gets on the phone to somebody and he says, oh, listen, I've got a guy here, man. Them Macri Moors, that number 4, does it come with a tin? The guy must have says, yeah, they all come with a tin. He says, well, you can't get a tin for it. Do you know when he brought me a tin? See you later, Gav. I hope all goes well tomorrow, Gav. Let us know how you got on.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, he says, oh, they all come with a tin. Anyway, the guy brings me a tin. Out of nowhere, he brings me a tin for that Macri Moor. I thought he was going to bring a bottle with it as well, but he never. He just brought the tin. And I says, I've got all the. He says, well, what's your favourite? I says, well, be honest with you, I used to collect. I've never tried them. I've never opened them. He says, would you like to try some? I'm like, yeah. He says, where do you want to? Which one do you want to try? I says, well, we may as well start at the Smugglers number 1 and then see where we go from there. So it does all the Smugglers, does all the Devil's Punch Bowls, man. He says, are you driving? I says, no, my wife's going to drive me. So I must have had 20 drams poured that day, right? But to that day, my favourite on the day, and I don't know how it was, but I couldn't get that Aaron Amarone out of my head, man. That Amarone was spectacular, man, back then. So I ended up buying cases of that stuff, man. Yeah. Awesome.
So that's
is that the latest one, Paul? Is that a new one, that?
Yeah, so that was the one that was released just before Christmas. 50%. It's phenomenal.
No, they reckon the new one was. They're all raving about the new one.
Yeah, this is it.
But
good.
yeah, cool. Aaron's one of them guys. Don't you think we Aaron now? They've gone a wee bit off the radar. Nobody seems to be shouting about Aaron anymore. It's all lag, isn't it?
Maybe is it just Bruno?
Lag.
We're all expecting. We all assume that they're always going to be good, and so we always want to be onto the new shiny thing, and they're just going on as competent as ever in the background.
Well, but I don't think they tend to bring in a lot of new stuff out with Aaron Derry. There's no lot of new stuff.
No.
It's the core range stuff.
Core range is great, man. So it's a great core range.
They did bring the U18 out.
Yeah, but it's hit and miss with the 18. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you can't get it. And the 18s went from being a light 18, looks like a bourbon cask 18, to a real proper dark sherry cask 18. So let me show you a couple of these, man. Let me see.
Anyway, gone back to this. Gone back to my favourite.
Nice.
Yeah. By the way, honestly, that's amazing.
That is also that. I don't want to spoil the vote, but that's also my number 1.
Yeah. You just can't go wrong. What good is he bringing out now?
So this is one I picked up at the Glasgow Fest. This was the Glasgow Festival. So I got the 17. So that's the Aaron 17. That was a limited edition, 12,000. So it's not that limited, but that's awesome colour on that. Well, I picked these two up. These I think were special bottlings. Oh, where are we? So this was one I picked up at the Air Whisky Festival. Called them premium casks now. That's the 16.
Oh, nice.
54. This was for Robbie's Drams, I think. Robbie's Drams Merchants and the Ambassadors release. So I don't know what that is, man. But this is 16-year-old, 54.4. And then I got a daddy from, I don't know if you do anything with Nichols and Perks. I got a Nichols and Perks one, which 24 years old.
Oh wow!
Look at the
colour
that
boy. Look how dark that is. That is black, isn't it? So that's the Nichols and Perks one. That's 49.3, so that's a decent ABV as well, man. And it tells you all the casks. Cask number 1996, 904. 1996, 2021. That's loads. And there's 277 bottles of this. This is bottle 199. So yeah, no, I think it's one of them that they don't seem to. You don't even hear it much apart from the core range at the minute. But I'm pretty sure they must be doing, special bottlings for specific whiskey shops and stuff like that. I think, like these Nichols and Perks one and Rabbies. So that's where I think they're doing it. Everything seems, all the stuff coming out of Aaron seems to be about lag. Everybody's talking about lag.
Yeah.
And I think it's creating a whole new load of people going there because you get the PT guys going there now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, the PT heads are quite fancy when you trip to Aaron now, don't they?
Yeah.
Where are they getting their peat from? Can you get that
I think it's mainland peat, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these are peated. Let me... I'm only thinking they're mainland peat.
I think you're right, Alan. I think it is mainland peat, Highland peat.
Have you tried the Aaron Gold? Their Bailey's version? It's amazing.
No.
Yeah,
But funny enough, that's what they because I had my wife with me. That's what we offered my wife when she was there. They offered her a wee tipple of that, man. But she's not a Bailey's drinker.
It's lovely.
So I think we've flown through them tonight, guys. I think we've rocketed through them. Mixed bag. I don't think there was a bad one.
No, it was a good bag.
No,
Yeah.
a very good bag.
Yeah.
We're probably down to who wants to score them.
Over to you, Paul. No, let's actually give it
Are we
over to you,
going
Andrew.
1, 2, 3?
Let Andrew do
Oh
it.
wait, okay. Oh, yeah. So wait, you want to? So you want to rank
Let's start from your least favourite to your favourite.
Oh man. Well, yeah. My least favorite was the Glen Scotia.
You can score them any way you want, Andrew. Any way you like, mate. You can score them. You just tell me how you want to score them.
I ranked them. I didn't. So normally when I'm scoring whiskeys, I want to.
Oh, you don't need to score it. Let's rank it.
I need to spend a bit more time with them, but I do have a ranking.
Yeah, no. Let's do your ranking. Let's pick your favourite to your least favourite. Yeah.
I was reminded why I always used to have the Edradour in stock. That was my favorite of the night. That was just like beautiful filth.
Yeah, dirty whiskey porn. Yeah.
And then I'd put the Glendronach second, and that's like, despite my biases against what's happened to that brand in recent years.
Okay.
I put the Craigellachie third. I thought it's ex-bourbon. I just like spirit forward, all the things I really like. I put the Oloroso. So the fourth and fifth were very close. It's a coin flip, but I put the Oloroso a bit ahead of the Glencadam. I just think the Glencadam, there were some youthful notes in there that I think didn't really. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's just a little youthful maybe. And then the Glen Scotia. It's maybe the wine cask. I don't know what it was, but I don't dislike the distillery, but it just didn't do it for me.
No. Who's up? Anybody want to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
So from last to first, Glen Scotia, number 6. By the way,
it's taking a kicking in it already.
Yeah, but it was nice though. But it was bullied. Oloroso is 5.
Yeah.
And then Craigellachie 4.
Yeah.
Glencadam 3.
Okay.
Glendronach 2. And Edradour 1.
Okay, so it's looking like the top two are going to be standouts, I think, aren't they? We're looking at it. So, okay, Dave.
Well,
Let's
I'll
be
go
having
from
it.
top to bottom. We'll go back the other way. So no surprise there. Edradour, standout, absolutely standout. But it always was going to for me.
Yeah.
Standout. The surprise of the night was the Glendronach. Very, very close second. Really enjoyed that. Thompson Brothers, Craigellachie as number 3. Now I got it different way round to Andrew. I agree. The Glencadam, there was some youthful note there, and I think the Olorosom carried it with the higher ABV. But I give Glencadam number 4 place, Olorosom number 5, and again Glen Scotia. Nothing saying against Glen Scotia. I think it's a fantastic distillery. I just didn't like the sweetness. I'm not so sure about that wine finish. And I think it was bullied, as Paul said tonight, with everything else. On its own, I probably might have enjoyed that a bit more.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how you get on with it when you're in Campbelltown, because I think no doubt they'll be pushing it like fucking no tomorrow at the festival, because it's the festival bottle. And I always wondered why they released it so early. Normally it comes out when the festival's on, and that's when you can buy it. But for some reason, we got an advanced email. I think the mailing list got an email saying, "Listen, you can pick it up." I think I picked this up in January, February, I think. So it came out a couple of months early. And I always wondered why they released it early. Whether they think it's going to struggle to make the numbers. So I think they've dived on the bandwagon, but. Yeah, I didn't really get on with it, and I dare say it hasn't became any better for me tonight. So I'll go the other way. I'll go from the worst. So the Glen Scotia is going to be bottom. I'm a wee bit tossed up between the ones that surprised me. The two that are very similar is obviously the Glencadam and the Olorosom, and I think I just about prefer the Glencadam to the Olorosom. If you're an ABV guy, then you might go down the Olorosom route. If you just want a really nice, sweet, sherried whiskey, then it's the PX. The PX for me is just right at 46, I think. You're right, yeah, it's got some youth, but they're not hiding the fact that it's an on-age statement. It's just a small batch. You might find with these, they may be from batch to batch. You might find them slightly differently. The one I do like, the Glencadam, I do like the Glencadam, man. That's just a real nice. Because I'm not the biggest ex-bourbon refill guy, but sometimes when you get refill nice, you get it nice. And it's nice and sweet, and it just hits the spot. And I think this, if you're ever going to pick a distillery to go refill on, then you're probably looking at Craigellachie, because it has those beautiful kind of warm tubs, that wonderful thick, creamy mouthfeel. This one might be a wee bit tough to pick up, but I think I've got a couple of Thompson brother Craigellachie's up there, so I think it's just to keep an eye and check it out, what's coming out, because they tend to do a lot of distilleries really nice teen annex. They've got a really nice teen annex. I've just picked a nice 17-year-old teen annex up. I think that was only 75 as well, man. So there's some real nice bargains. I've actually got 2 of this bottle, so I'm chuffed that I've got another one of them. And then the big 2 is not going to be any surprise. I didn't think. I thought the Glendronach might get a wee run, but I didn't really. Deep in my heart, I didn't think it was going to get a run for its money. But it's in the ballpark. So I'm going to go Glendronach and Edradour. So we're all on the same page on the top 2. I think once you get to the middle section, we're all on the same page on the bottom one, but. It's just a toss of a coin who's going to end up 3rd and 4th and 5th. But yeah, no, super stuff.
Brilliant lineup.
So that's us done another tasting, guys. What I'll do, I think we've got 8 left, but I think we might be 4 of them. So let me drop you guys out. Hang on in the back. I'll wrap this up. and we'll have a wee chat on the end. So, all right, that makes sense, guys, yeah?
Yeah, no problem.
So let me drop you guys out of there. Well, folks, that's another tasting done. Thank you very much for whoever popped in. Don't know how long you've hung around. I think Gav stayed as long as he could. Well done, Gav. I think there's a few of you still in the chat there. There's still a few kicking around. Fantastic. I've got another one coming in May. May is going to be a blind one. So I think the blind one is a wee bit different from the normal tastings where the guys are going to go in totally blind. I've tried to find some samples that they might not have tried before, or some bottles that they might not have tried before. So if you're in the UK, guys, and you want to take part, you want to join in, these bottles are available. If you want to check them out, then just give me a quick pop into the chat, give me your details or whatever. We can have a look at getting them to you. If you want to join the live, you can. If you just want to buy the samples and test them on your own, there's no obligation to come and do this with a crazy gang there. So yeah, other than that, it's been another great night, another great whiskey tasting, 6 decent whiskies, a wee bit of variety in them, and I'm looking forward to next month's. I know that some of the guys are going to the Campertown Whiskey Festival, so it's probably going to be pretty late on in May, back end of May. I think there's a bank holiday weekend and all that towards the end of there as well, so we'll have a look at that. But any dates that we come across, I'll pop it in. I'll put a post and dive into the comments. Let's have a look. Quick one. You were spot on with Ralphie. Singly Glenlivet too expensive. Sure, I paid 75 for the last release. No, it's some of the money's crazy, man. But this just goes to show you. I think what these things are highlighting, guys, is there's great whiskies out there without having to break the bank. And I think the problem we're having in the whiskey world at the minute is there's probably too much whiskey coming our way, and there's too many choices, there's too many bottle ends. Do we need to have them all? Can we buy them all? So I think it's one of them where people now, even auction sites, you're picking up Springbanks. I'll give you a quick idea, guys. I watched 6 Springbank 30s on the Scotch whisky auctions. I think it finished last weekend. 6 of them. The most expensive anybody paid for one was 950 quid. That's as low as I've ever seen a Springbank 30 go auction. So it's all good news for us, guys. So it means that the flippers are they're all savaging each other. They're all gouging each other's eyes out. They're kicking each other's heads in. Some of the prices are coming back to normality now. So if you only pick a Springbank 12 up, then you might struggle a little bit still to get that. But you can pick a 10 up for 50 quid, 55 quid, retail prices. So yeah, little rant over. Auctions are a great place to look. Check them out. Find some of your favourite whiskies. But no, these are 6 crackers. I'm looking forward to another 6 crackers next month. These are a little bit different. Trying to mix it up a little bit. So thanks to everybody who's tuned in. If you've liked it, give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to drop a comment down below. Any questions, any interest, whatever, anything you want to do. Thanks to everybody who popped in. And I'm Alan. I'm the Whiskey Friend. And until next time, let's send some good Edradour 10 straight down the hatch. As always, see you next month, guys. Cheers now. Bye-bye.